Lakshmi Nada Samarambham Nada Yamuna Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parambaram. This is the Dhyana Sloka, worshipping the Guru Parambara of the Sri Vaishnava Guru Parambara. Now, we are here to discuss the introduction to Tirupavai. Tirupavai is written by Andal. Andal is one among the 12 Azhwars. So, to understand the concept of Tirupavai and Azhwars, let's spend briefly on the Guru Parambara and who the Azhwars are. So, the Sri Vaishnava lineage starts all the way from Perumal, as the Dhyana Slokam says, which is Lakshmi Nada Samarambham. So, one who is Lakshmi's Nadan, Samarambham. From there it starts Nada Yamana Madhyamam, keeping Sriman Nadamunigal, Sri Yamunacharya, who is also known as Alavandar, in the center, Asmadacharya Paryandam. To everyone's Acharya, the Guru Parambara continues. So the Sri Vaishnava Guru Parambara has the entire lineage at all times. It is an unbroken chain, continues for generations and generations and yugas and yugas. So that is very important to remember. And that is the basic that we need to remember when we discuss anything relating to an Azhwar's works and Sri Vaishnava Acharya's work. And then the Azhwars are those who are immersed in the love and bhakti of Perumal. There are 12 Azhwars, they are there. So the difference or the key thing is about being immersed in love of Perumal, forgetting everything around them. And that is the kind of bhakti and love these 12 Azhwars have demonstrated. So the 12 Azhwars probably transcend some yugas, some from Dwapara Yuga, the rest from Kali Yuga. Those dates we have to go validate with the learned acharyas on this. So Poige, Budam, Peyalvar form the Mudal Moon Azhwars, first 3 Azhwars, who are the Azhwars who met each other. Then comes Tirumashai Azhwar. Peyalvar has had discussions with Tirumashai Azhwar. So that is the order. Then we have Swami Nammalvar. Then we have Tondaradipudi Azhwar. We have Kulasekara Azhwar. We have Periyalvar. We have Andal. And then we have Madhurakavi Azhwar, then Tiruppan Azhwar, Tirumangai Azhwar. So these are the 12 Azhwars in the krama of their avataram. So of the Vaishnava Guru Parambara, which starts from Perumal, Tayar, then Vishwaksena, who is the commander-in-chief, and next comes Swami Nammalvar in the Guru Parambara. Not all the 12 Azhwars will come in the Guru Parambara. Swami Nammalvar comes in the Guru Parambara, then goes up to Ramanuja, then Swami Desikan and others. Manala Mamunigal, Swami Desikan, and so that is how the Guru Parambara is done. So in this 12 Azhwars, we also have Andal, whose Tirupavai we are here to discuss as an introduction. So Andal is the incarnated. She was not born biologically. She is incarnation of Bhumi Ma, and she incarnated near the Tulasi Mada of Sri Periyalvar in Srivilliputturu. Now, who is Periyalvar and why he is called Periyalvar? Periyalvar in the Avatara Krama, you saw it comes about probably 6th or 7th. And so typically, either you call somebody at the first as Periyalvar who started the Vaishnava lineage, the Azhwar lineage, or you start Swami Nammalvar who comes in the Guru Parambara as Periyalvar. We don't call Swami Nammalvar as Periyalvar. We call Sri Vishnu Chitan. That is the original name of Periyalvar, who was living in Srivilliputturu. And what does he do for a living? Is basically maintain a garden and grow and cultivate various flowers and cut them and make them as a garland and offer it to Adapatra Sai, the deity at Srivilliputturu temple. So that is what he was doing for a living, and of course singing the praise of Perumal, teaching basics that he was doing. So learning, a Brahmana's role is of course Odudal, Oduvittal, to learn and to teach, and that is what Periyalvar or Vishnu Chitan was doing. On one fine morning, he finds a strange sound near the Tulasi Mada. He sees a beautiful baby, a girl baby, and started raising her, names her Kodai. Goda in Sanskrit, Kodai in Tamil. And this Kodai is the incarnation of Bhumima. Why should Bhumima incarnate now? So let's go back few yugas now. During Satya Yuga, when Hiranyakshan submerged Bhumimata below deep seas, Perumal took the avatara as Varaha and digs deep, brings Bhumima between his horns and then saves her and protects her. As he is protecting her and moving towards Sri Vaikuntham, he sees Bhumi Mata trembling. Perumal asks laughingly, "Why are you trembling? You are with me and you know you have been protected and you are taken care of." Bhumi Mata says, "I know I am protected, I know I am in safe hands of you, Perumal, but I am worried about our children." When she says children, Bhumi Mata is talking about all of us. He says, "What is that worry about? No, in Bhuloka, our children are pulled in all directions. They are not able to lead a peaceful life. And how do they reach you? Very simple. I have given them the Vedas. I have given them the Shastras. So you can ask them to read and follow whatever I have told them. They can do that." But Bhumi Mata says, "No, they are very Vedas can take you in all directions. Learning is becoming extremely challenging. And people, daily routines are pulling them in all directions. Can you help them with easier options?" And Perumal says, "Okay, I will give them 3 simple steps. Can you ask them to follow?" He said, "What is it?" So he says, "They have to sing my praise and Nama Sankirtanam all the time." She says, "Notes it down." Then they should always think about me. Bhumi Mata takes note of that. And then they have to perform Archana with offering flowers to me. So she takes note of these 3 things. If these three things people are able to do, then there's no problem. I'm always there to protect and they will reach me. So Bhima Mata takes note and waits for the right time to come to Bhuloka and tell all of us. Now, this happened in Satyuga, the first Yuga, and Vishnu Chitan Avatara time is around Kali Yuga, and Bhumi Mata waits so long to take the avatar as Kodai, to be born in Vishnu Chitta's house in Kali Yuga, but the primary purpose is to tell us all these 3 things. So Kodai grows as a beautiful young girl with all the tejas and knowledge, and as such she is Bhumi Mata incarnate, and she is living in the kutil of Vishnu Chittan, who is Krishna Bhakt. So everything is around Krishna in this house. Vadabhadra Sai temple is there, and his Vishnu Chittan's daily routine is to make garland and offer it to the Vadabhadra Sai. So Andal is grown along listening to stories of Bhagavata Purana and others by Vishnu Chitta, and she is also cultivating a lot of love. Bhumi Mata herself, obviously she'll cultivate a lot of love towards Perumal, and as she grows, she is also observing the daily routine of Vishnu Chitta, and at some stage, she falls in love with Perumal, obviously, and very young girl. When I say fall in love, she's not a teenager or anything. She was below 10 when all these things happened. And she's starting to wear the garland herself to see how this will look on her man. So every day she is doing, and in the well near the house, she will go look at the mirror image and all that and look for it, how nice it is and all that. Vishnu Chittan doesn't know all these things. He keeps offering this garland to Perumal without knowing that these garland were actually tried by Andal, by Kodai. Then one fine day, as Kodai is trying all this garland again as she does daily, Vishnu Chittan looks at this and says, "Oh my God, what are you doing? This is a offering to Perumal. You can't use it. We are supposed to use it after we offer it to Perumal as prasadam. We cannot use anything before we offer," he tells her. And she says, Vishnu Chittan asks Kodai, "Did you do it by mistake today?" And he said, "No, I've been doing this every day." And Vishnu Chittan is aghast. So he was so forlorn and says he made a mistake, because logically it's a mistake to offer to Perumal anything that we have already used. It's supposed to offer afresh and take it as his prasadam and then use it. So he decides not to give the garland that day and then sleeps off. And suddenly in the dream he sees Perumal, and Vadabhadra Sai says, "Vishnu Chitta, why have you deprived me of the garland today?" He says, "No, Kodai has already worn it, so I'm not able to offer it. I'm sorry, I've been doing this earlier also without my knowledge." Perumal says, No, I want only the garland that is worn by Kodai. I want only that garland. I don't want fresh garland." So Vishnu Chittan is surprised pleasantly and so excited. He's very ecstatic, and he immediately says, "Andal," he calls. The little Kodai is not able to see who Andal is and looks around. She says, "Andal," and then he looks at Kodai and says, "I'm calling you Andal because he's Andavan. Andavane Andavalni. So I'm calling you Andal." So from that day, Kodai became Andal. So to understand the Guru Parambara, the Azhwars and Andal, we have spent this time. Now, why Bhumi Mata chooses to be born in the kutil of Vishnu Chitta? Well, we have to check with Acharyas on that, if there is any specific mention in the Granthas. But Adiya's view is that Vishnu Chittan is called Periyalvar because of his love beyond the normal love of a Bhakta. Like all of us have love towards Perumal. The deep love and the melting is what makes them Azhwars. All the Azhwars are there. But Vishnu Chitta goes one step further and he wants to protect Perumal. Now that is the bigger love, more love. Pongum Parivu, as Manamalu Mamanigal calls it. So that is a deeper and bigger, larger love. So we all know in Divya Prabandham is a collection of 4,000 verses by all the 12 Azhwars. It is obviously written by the first 3 Azhwars and all that, but in any temple, in any Vaishnavite programs or rituals, the first set of pasarams that anybody recites is Pallandu Pallandu Pallayirattandu Palagodi Noorayiram Mallandu Thinthol Manivanna Un Sevidi Sevvathirukkaappu Adiyo Modum Ninnodum Pirivindri Ayiram Pallandu Vadivai Nin Valamarvinil Vaalkintra Mangayum Pallandu Vadivar Sodi Valathurayum Sudaraliyum Pallandu Padavorpukku Muzhangam Appancha Sanyamum Pallande. This got 10-11 verses. I have just recited the first 2. This is always recited first. Why it is recited first? Because this, when Vishnu Chitta wins a competition in Pandyan Sabha in Madurai, and the Pandyan king showers him with gifts and all that, and sends him back to Srivilliputtur in a big elephant in a large procession. Perumal and Thayar are so excited, they come to see the celebration of their devotee, and Vishnu Chittan sees Perumal and says, "Oh, so beautiful he is. What if somebody casts their eyes on Perumal?" Can you believe this? And that is the extra love that he has, and immediately he sings Pallandu Pallandu to protect Perumal. And if you read all the 473 pasarams of Periyalvar, there will be so many verses like this where he is more protective of Perumal, and because of this Pongum Parivu, he becomes Periyalvar. And probably because of this, Bhumi Mata chose to incarnate in Periyalvar's kutil. So now we have seen Guru Parambara, we have seen Azhwars, a brief introduction, we have seen how Kode is the incarnation of Bhumi Mata, and we have seen how Kode becomes Andal. Now Andal